Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about my top 5 stock picks for next week. So let's just jump right into it. Number 1 is EBON, which is eBank. This is a company that I've been talking about for a long time, a lot of videos about. It's a cryptocurrency play, and I think if you've been following Doji this weekend or Bitcoin in the last month, crypto is becoming very, very popular. And the major catalyst for EBON is that they are trying to launch a cryptocurrency exchange. So kind of like a stock exchange just for cryptocurrency. It's been in the works for a while, and let's just keep track of it for next week because I think it could make the stock pop. You have a bunch of fluctuations here. We've had highs of almost 15, and then we kind of came down, come up, so it's going to be a rocky road with this stock. You have a lot of volume over here when Bitcoin really started to become very popular again. So ever since then, we've had a steady uptrend up with some dips. So this is a long-term hold for me. I would look to find a good position to enter the trade for the long term this week and wait till at least we get this catalyst of the crypto exchange. That's my plan for it. Now, if we look at the MACD and the RSI looks pretty good. The MACD is starting to move towards positive, so that's a good sign. I think that this might be the time. This week you might find a good entry point into this stock, guys. So EBON is the first one. Next ticker symbol is MARA, M-A-R-A. And similar to EBON, this is another Bitcoin cryptocurrency play. They sell equipment to miners, and they're very involved in the Bitcoin space. So, as you can see on the chart, since Bitcoin has been more popular, their stock price is going up. And it looks like it's forming a perfect reversal here. We were at 28, we dropped down, and we started to come back up. I would watch this one next week as well. With the hype of Bitcoin starting to become more popular. Now, again, you got Doji this weekend. I would watch out for MARA. This is more of a long-term, hold it for until the end of the year play, but I think that we can really start seeing some more growth next week. So let's just look at the charts real quick here. The RSI is coming back up towards the top. Not bad, though. The MACD, it was negative, and it's starting to come back positive. So I would look for a pop in MARA maybe towards the end of next week. So keep MARA on your watch list for next week, guys. Okay, the next stock that we want to look out for next week is Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM. They make semiconductors for phones and devices, most notably Apple iPhones. So they are almost exclusively working with Apple on their iPhones with different semiconductors. But now, if you notice, after earnings last week, there's a huge drop-off. So we were at about 169. We dropped down to 144. The reason being, they beat their numbers, but they didn't beat it to the extent that everyone was hoping. So there was an initial spike towards the downside, but overall you can see the company is trending upwards. And here's the big catalyst. So Ford just announced, or they announced yesterday or the day before, that they had to stop producing the F-150s because they didn't have enough of chips, basically, for the cars, semiconductor chips. And there's a big company involved in that space, Qualcomm. So I'm not saying Qualcomm is the only one, and they might not be the one chosen, but there's a good chance that Qualcomm could see more demand. They're saying that a lot of these manufacturers are looking for semiconductors. So there is a drop here, but they did beat earnings, so I think it was an overcorrection. And I think Qualcomm is going to be a good stock to watch next week for a bounce back. Look at the RSI. It's in a really good spot. Looks like there's a lot of upside in the RSI. The MACD, there's a lot of momentum downside, So you might want to be careful. This might not be a Monday morning play. This might be more of a wait till Tuesday, Wednesday, and see what it looks like. But I would keep an eye on this stock for a pop back to their regular levels next week. So keep an eye on Qualcomm, guys. And again, this is not financial advice. You guys can feel free to do with this information what you will. It's really just for entertainment purposes, to give you guys a couple ideas and a couple stocks, tickers to watch for next week, just to monitor. Now, with that said, let's look at the next stock for next week, and that is CCIV. That's a ticker symbol. It's a SPAC looking to merge with Lucid Motors, a electric vehicle company similar to Tesla, obviously. So you can see on the chart, this one is really gone crazy as of late. This is may not be the best time to buy at the very beginning of the week. Might be one of those ones like I had mentioned before that you just watch it throughout the week. But this is going to be a long-term catalyst. The way that I'm playing it is I'm going to watch for a dip, buy the dip, and then hold these positions for the long term. I think that this company could do very well in the future, and we got to make sure we get the right entry point. Right now it's looking very, very overextended. Not too many red candles. There's only one notable dip over here, and it just seems to be shooting up. So if you look at the RSI, very overbought. If you look at the MACD, trending up, so there's a lot of momentum, but I would wait for a correction. So next week, look to see if maybe we can have a dip opportunity to buy this, but I really think that I'm going to look at this one closely because it's starting to get towards the merge date, and it's becoming very popular, a lot of eyes on it, so the stock price is shot up. I think that if you can get in on a dip buy, this would be a good one to hold long term. And the last company that we want to look at for next week is HYLN, ticker symbol HYLN. And the reason being for them is they actually had a analyst come out and say that they might not be successful in the future. The reason being is because they're taking too long to roll out their technology, and they're going to start getting passed by their competitors. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but they have taken a long time to roll out their fleet and their different business models, changing over existing vehicles to electric vehicles, and then they're all electric semi-truck. So I think people are just losing patience. There was such a hype with them. Look at the stock price. It ran up to almost $58, $59, and then it just slowly dropped since then. It's been dropping to different levels. Just for transparency, I do have a stake in HYLN. I think that over the long term, they will be a good company, and they will succeed, and their share price will go up. But you just have to get through some of this rocky road over here. If you look, it's just consolidating. There's not a lot of volume. There's no price movements. There's been a couple of movements to the downside. But with this recent announcement, it's dropped another $2 off the share price. So consider, if you don't have a position in HYLN, you might want to consider buying it now. If you have a position, as I do already, maybe you want to consider lowering your cost average and buying some more of this bottom dip, but just realize that this is going to be a long-term hold. So if you look at the RSI, it's in a good spot. MACD, there's like no momentum in any direction. I guess you could say that it's going down right now, but I would just watch it for next week and see if you could maybe get a dip opportunity. So that's it, guys. These are the 5 stocks that I'm looking at for next week. I will make another video on a couple different individual stocks that I've found interesting, but keep these 5 on your watch list. Look for dip buys. Like I said, it might not be Monday morning, but just keep sorry, that's my dog ringing his bell. He's got to go out. Alright, guys. Take care. Good luck out there. See you in the next one.